My lovely friends, you don't really need a fancy die to create this beautiful wavy line and borders. All you really need is just this little mighty tool, a corner punch. Just a simple corner punch can really take you a long way to create lots of beautiful design, which then you can implement into your cards. I will show you step by step in today's video how you can achieve this look. So if you enjoy it, please give a like. Please share this video because that could be very useful information to someone who may not have access to die cutting machine but may have a couple of these punches in their stash. Now I think I will be making a kind of a live class video today. Oops, something else has fall on my desk. I have the spare piece of the paper because I want to give you the best information, and there will be a best learning once I will be telling you what I do and how, because I actually change a little bit one thing. Because before, where do I have this piece now? Oh, one more thing. I found these three pieces when I was cleaning up my desk, and I was like, oh, I cannot really throw it away. So I put myself a challenge. I'm gonna turn it into the card. So there's three little pieces which I thought, okay, how can I make a nice card out of it? And then I just remember that I could create the edge like that using my corner punch. And I was trying a few times, and this is the piece which I was trying to create. And when I show you that every time I was kind of punching it, it was starting a large piece on the you know, on the center, but as I was getting towards the side, it was actually getting smaller. And then it just kind of enlightened me where I was making the mistake. So I will show you how you can avoid that to actually have this perfect curvature which is matching up with your element. And it doesn't have to be like a half of the oval or circle. You can have the whole image, but I'm just gonna be playing up with this piece here, but the rule is same for every piece. Now what I need a piece of the white paper which is kind of matching up the width with my element to create my border. And of course, if you will be making the border on your like a circular object, you need to have slightly bigger circle. And I have another video. I actually have the perfect video to share with you how you can create the full circle using the corner punch, which I will link somewhere over here. But today we're gonna be doing this half of the oval or like a wavy line, so that will be a great for the border technique. So what I'm starting, once I have my piece here, I will trace it on a paper just like that. And then I thought all you really need to do, you just follow the line. But when I try to actually, and this is what happening here, so if I will trace it somewhere a little bit on the bottom like that, what you can see here, the line is thicker up in the middle section, but it's getting thinner over to the sides. So this is why it wasn't working. So what I'm gonna do instead, I'm gonna use the other side. I will trace my design somewhere like that. I think it's enough. To make sure that you have enough space, you have to kind of measure the decorative element you have. So have a look how much space you have from here till here, whether it's like a half an inch, or you know, that could be smaller, that could be larger. So always make sure that you know how much size you need. So here I need 2 centimeters, which is kind of like 3/4 of an inch, I would say, but I'll make it 2 centimeters for my measurement. So I'm making sure I have enough room here. And what I'm gonna do, I am making the first line on the bottom, not on the top. So this will be my guiding line. And then I am taking my ruler and I'm just kind of marking myself 2 or 3 dots, which are 2 centimeters away from the line which I have here. So I hope it's clear. Okay, and now I can just kind of set my ruler and just mark it like 2 centimeters, and it try to keep it like kind of under the straight angle, something like that. And then you kind of very gently follow the dots, and you kind of trying to turn it into the line. And what you can see here, if I will place my element here, you can see that this is like touching here, but on the sides we actually adding 1/4 of an inch, or even like almost like a centimeter here. So this is what I was missing before. And now this is gonna be my guide, which is exact as the line. And here I am creating this another line, which is 2 centimeter or 3/4 of an inch, dependingly how thick, like how wide is your design on your punch. So all we have to do now, we just have to cut it. And you don't really have to be super precise here. Like, don't be panicked that you're not cutting it 100% exact. It doesn't have to be super straight line, because we're going to be punching it anyway, but it's just more or less so you have the same distance. Now, next thing, very important, I think kind of important, is to determine the center part. So what I'm doing, I am adding 2 dots here, like 7 centimeters, because my piece is 14 centimeters, or how is that, 5.5 inch, but it doesn't matter. This is something like you can decide for yourself, dependingly on the size of the card you are making. So if you have element 5 inches, you will need to find 2.5, or if it's 7, then 3.5. So all I really need is just put like a little straight line all the way down to cross up here. So I don't know if you can see it in the slide. So we've got our guidance line 2 centimeters below the cutting edge, and then we have the straight line in the center. What you need to do, you just have to see this central line. You have to line it up with the central part of your punch. So if you're you can see here, this is right in the center, and here you've got this triangle top point. So you have to set it up so this line goes right in the center. And now see this line which is below here. All you have to do, you just have to make sure that you see this line here in the bottom part of your corner punch. So once you insert your punch here, I can see my pencil mark goes right in the center, and then I'm going as low so I could see this pencil mark showing in these 2 little areas here. So once I'm gonna line it up, and I'm sorry I have to make it so I can see it well myself, okay, and I'm punching it, you can see here that this punch through this slightly below the line, and then it's right in the center. And all we have to do now, we just follow this line. So we're lining up this corner with this corner here, so we can see this little gap, and then making sure that you can see the pencil mark on these 2 little bits of your design. Okay, and once I'm happy, I can then press it, and I have beautiful continuation of the pattern. And before, what I was creating, I was making the cutting line which was the same as my oval shape, and that way once the design was coming off, it was just shortening up. So by having the 2 centimeter equal strip here, my design will be showing the same way on each side. Okay, and I'm making it up here just like that. I'm sorry guys, I cannot do it in the camera, I just need to see it. Just like that. Here we go. And then this last piece is just to follow here the design. Okay, just like that. Okay, just like that. And now we can go onto another side, and now making sure I can see the pencil marks and this little gap. Okay. Oh, that's just, and then the third one. Whoops. Making sure it's nice and even. Okay, that looks nice. And then the last bit here will be, oops, somewhere like that. Okay, and now once I place my element, I have this nice equal border. Let me just turn it on the other side around. And I have this nice border all around, and it's nice and even. Look on how beautifully this looks like. Now, my friends, what I'm gonna do, I will create another element like that because I want to have them on the top and on the bottom. But because this is already long introduction, I will finish off this card by doing kind of a more speed up edited the video. But I just wanted to show you this live creation process so I could show you exactly what I am doing. And this is brilliant, as I'm saying, because you can use it for so many different things. You can create different wavy patterns, design like a borders for your cards. You can create even circle element, because if you go full circle, and I have the video, another one which I've already mentioned, you can create the whole circle panel, and that could be a great how to say that, enhancement for your regular border punch. So you may have, because sometimes these are coming in a sets, you have this straight border and then you have this corner punch, but that way you can create the straight border with one punch and then create the circle layers for your, like a focal point or something. I just realized that this part is nearly 15 minutes long, so if you would like to see more tips and you would like to see how did I turn these pieces of scrap paper into a card, just follow on the video which you see on display just now. Thank you so very much for all your likes, shares and comments, and for watching. I hope to see you in the part 2. Have a wonderful day and bye bye!